WWE continues to tease the biggest match that they could give us, really good news in regards to Cody Rhodes, and more. This is Restaurant bringing you today's top 5 wrestling news and rumors. Drop a like on the video for more coverage and let's get right into it. So it's no secret that Roman Reigns and WWE want The Rock to come back so that they could do a matchup next year of WrestleMania 39 in LA. But of course, everything depends on how busy The Rock is going to be with his Hollywood schedule. And of course, if The Rock even wants to do another match. Well, if you watch the latest episode of Young Rock, then you certainly get the impression that The Rock might be interested in the match. In that segment of the show, we get to see The Rock with the rest of his family, with one of those family members being a young Roman Reigns. Reigns even tells The Rock to acknowledge him, and he goes on to ask The Rock to wrestle him, but The Rock says that the world is not ready and a match that big can only happen at WrestleMania. This is literally the second time that WWE and I guess The Rock tease this huge WrestleMania matchup. In the WWE Evo documentary, Roman Reigns is described as someone who is destined to be one of the greatest superstars of all time, and then they cut to Peter Rosenberg saying that as far as the greatest Samoan superstars, no one is bigger than The Rock. WWE then cut to a clip of Roman Reigns on the Tonight Show saying that he will fight The Rock, but I don't know if he wants it. So again, everything depends on the schedule and whether or not The Rock wants the match, but it's clear that he wants it because this line in the Young Rock show would not have been included if Dwayne Johnson didn't approve of it. So now not only is the WWE teasing it basically on a monthly basis, but so is The Rock. Let's talk some confirmation. WWE Backlash is gonna be the next major pay-per-view, and today a brand new matchup was confirmed, one that WWE set up this past Monday. The bump ended up confirming that we will be getting Bianca Belair versus Sonya Deville for the Raw Women's Championship. The other matches so far confirmed for the show is Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, and the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship I Quit match of Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. But someone who is not even confirmed for the show anymore is Brock Lesnar. Prior to WrestleMania 38, Brock Lesnar was slated to work WrestleMania Backlash and also the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. So WWE was advertising that he was going to be sticking around after WrestleMania. Well, that is not the case anymore, as he has been removed from the listing, at least for Backlash. He is still advertised for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but all of that could change with Brock Lesnar basically working full-time. Since late last year all the way up to WrestleMania, he was literally showing up on Raw and SmackDown almost every single week. It's expected that Brock Lesnar was going to be taking some time off. As we know, WWE got limited dates with him because he is not a full-time scheduled superstar. We will see if things change. One thing is certain though, WWE is apparently going to be making the Money in the Bank pay-per-view as huge as possible. They are set to be going all out with it, as it is taking place in a stadium. We got some contract updates for the Good Brothers, as Fightful Select is reporting that their Impact Wrestling deals are up in 3 months, as the expiration date is on July 17. The reports didn't state whether the two sides have talked about new contracts, so it will be interesting to see where they end up. Will they go back to WWE? Highly unlikely, but we know that Carl Anderson is all about the money, so if WWE is giving them a good contract, I could see it happen, and I would love to see them back together with AJ Styles. They could of course also go back to AEW as full-time competitors there, as before they were just there as part of the AEW and Impact Wrestling deal. And let's talk about Cody Rhodes, because it looks like WWE is keeping their promise right now, or at least the promise that we feel like they made to Cody Rhodes for him to come back, and that is to remain a top star. Cody will eventually challenge for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, and to keep in line with all of that, PW Insider is reporting that internally Cody Rhodes is slotted as the number 2 babyface on the Monday Night Raw brand, second to Bobby Lashley, and AJ Styles is listed as the number 3 great babyface. On SmackDown, Roman Reigns is obviously listed as the #1 heel, and the top babyface for that blue brand is Drew McIntyre. It's likely that after Drew McIntyre faces off against Roman Reigns, maybe Cody Rhodes will be the one to be next and finally challenge for the title. He keeps bringing it up every single week, so it feels like we're not that far off. Some couple extra notes in regards to Cody. If you're wondering why he is allowed to basically say some of the banned words in his promos, it's basically because that is part of his gimmick. It is all part of the script, and WWE trying to present Cody Rhodes just like he was on AEW without really changing anything. This is why he still said belt and even wrestler during his Monday Night Raw promo, but of course the Miz corrected him, letting him know that it's a title, as a belt refers to something that holds your pants, and that it is a superstar, not a wrestler. So expect Cody Rhodes to continue doing all of this, as WWE wanted to make it come across as Cody being the quote-unquote AEW guy without AEW actually being mentioned. That is all the latest wrestling news and rumors for today. For more of the coverage, make sure to have those notifications turned on, drop a like on the video, stay savage, and I'll catch you on the next one.